Hello guys, I'm Gaming at the I'm reacting to From Broke to Millionaire Overnight by DharMannStudios. As always, links to the channel in the video description. As always, let's begin, shall we?
Give it a rest, Jack! There's nowhere else to go! Just give up! It's over, man! Not until I'm 6 feet deep! Has a 100-story drop instead!
Oh, hey, babe.
Where were you?
There was a leak with the plumbing, so just had to make sure the site didn't get flooded.
Is that why your boss called me? Asking where you were? We talked about this.
Look, I'm sorry.
Don't say you're sorry when you just want to keep running back to the same thing over and over again. You need to wake up.
Is it me or are they pulling something straight up from The Incredibles? Wasn't that like kind of exactly, not exactly, but like really similar to the part where Helen catches Bob after he saves the people when he said he was going bowling? Isn't this scene incredibly similar? Like, I'm supposed to be calm over here. Like, isn't this scene like really similar to it? Like, when I saw this scene, I was immediately like, okay, wait a minute, didn't I see this before? Like, it's not the exact same, but you guys see the similarities, right? Like, if you've seen The Incredibles, you know what scene I'm talking about, and you kind of see the similarities like me, right? Right? I really hope I did not make a stupid reference right now. Anyway.
You're not as special as you think you are.
Babe.
You can sleep out on the couch tonight.
You like desperate at this point, man. Like, you caught off another day of work and didn't get the role? Come on, bro, you gotta give it up now. Like, hey, a paid actor's a working actor, man. Whoa, oh, shit.
Where were you yesterday?
My bad.
Let me guess. You were on your 100th audition for your big break, right? Listen, this starving artist thing, it was cute for a couple years, but now it's just sad.
I'm not a starving artist. I act. That's what I love to do.
I'm gonna need you and whole hands on deck on Thursday, okay?
Thursday? Wait, yo, Vince. Yo, you got someone else to cover me on Thursday? Because I have something else going on and...
Whoa. Dean, this is a job. You either show up or you're fired.
What do you...
Honestly, this guy should be grateful. Like, his boss is honestly kind to him. Like, I know I shouldn't think the whole thing about the 100's audition thing literally, but like, if they're saying that he's been doing this for a couple of years already, like, of course, I'm trying to think like some parts literally and some parts not, because, you know, not everything is supposed to be a joke. So if that's the case, then I'm honestly surprised this boss didn't already fire him. Like, in these types of stories, you'd expect the boss to fire the main character after like the first or second time. But this guy seems to have done it like tens of times, and he didn't get fired, so he should honestly be grateful, if anything. Because again, just like his name is Vince, right? Isn't the boss named Vince? So like, he should honestly be grateful that Vince still kept him, because if Vince was like any other boss, he would have fired him almost immediately, because guess what? Vince is right. This is a job. This isn't something you can leave anytime you want, my boy. This isn't something you can leave anytime you want. Either you show up or get fired! Okay, anyway.
You mean you can't make it to the audition?
It's not that I want to miss the or...
Barely booked anything since I signed you.
I know. You're 100% struggling to justify repping me. Okay, just give me a little more time. I just haven't gotten the right role yet.
Either you get your butt to that audition or I am dropping you from my roster.
But my job... We're not safe here.
You're sure they saw you?
No, not directly, but they were close.
We can't risk it.
But what then? Run again? Burn another safe house?
No, we'll drive away and I'll disappear, okay? But I'll make sure that you're safe.
Ooh, that was so good. What's
I'll give him this. This was actually really good. Like, my guy, you genuinely convinced me that he was a criminal for a second. Like, if I got convinced by his acting performance just because it was out of context, you know you did well. If I can tell the difference between when you're talking and when you're supposed to be acting, quote unquote, then yeah, he honestly did the job really well. Anyway.
what's wrong?
Everybody's telling me to just throw in the towel on acting.
But you've always loved acting. Remember how I used to sing you to sleep when you were little?
Yeah, ain't no lullaby gonna fix this, ma. No matter how great your voice is.
I know. I was just trying to say that I wanted to be a singer.
One second. Oh, hey, babe.
I got exciting news. I need you home ASAP.
Okay, I'll be right there. Hey, listen, I gotta go. Thank you for always rehearsing with me.
All right.
Love you, ma.
Okay, then.
Come here.
All right, then.
Oh, hey, babe.
Hey, babe. You're in a better mood. What's going on?
Guess who just scored you a great opportunity? Tina says she can get you a job at the bank Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, with benefits.
I'm not sure if I could do that because I prefer the job I'm with because it has flexible hours.
Right. Because a stable job would interfere with your pursuing a dream.
Look, I want to ask, how old is he? Because, like, here's the thing. The thing about acting is that even if you're still doing auditions and haven't been hired yet, it's still kind of a full-time job since you're gonna have to be alert for any timetable that they give you. Because guess what? Those timetables ain't flexible, buddy. You can't just tell them I want another time. Either you're there or you're not. Kind of similar to a job. Because, like, it isn't obviously a full-time job, but at the same time, since you have to be attentive about the timetables, you can just simply work alongside it. You can just simply do that. Like, I think that's the problem he's facing. Like, you either quit and pursue acting or you don't. Because, again, the chances of the auditions happening at times where you're free is very low. And you don't want to risk your stable job for it, now do you, huh? Anyway.
Of acting. What am I supposed to tell Tina now?
Just tell her thank you for the offer and just, I don't know.
Do you even want a life with me? Or is this relationship just some big joke, right?
Of course not. I love you. I want to give you the world. You just have to just give it some time, babe.
It's been 7 years, Dean. Not 1, not 2, not even 3, but 7.
Babe,
No,
look.
I'm going to finish cooking because somebody...
I'm sorry, did you say 7 years? Look, I'm sorry, man. You should throw the towel at that point. Look, I am trying to be... I'm gonna be honest here when I say this. He should honestly throw the towel. Like, he should not be pursuing acting anymore. If he's been trying for 7 years straight, and it's starting to interfere with his life, and you know, specifically his job, which is how he earns the income in which he and his wife... Is she his wife or his girlfriend? Because I honestly can't tell. But like him and his partner rely on. Like, if acting interferes with something as important as your job and you've been trying to do it for 7 years, I'm sorry, man. You should stop. You should honestly stop. Like, look, before you guys say that I'm against him or anything, because I know some of you will, try to understand this for a moment. He has been doing this for 7 years straight, and this job is starting to interfere with his job, you know? And, like, let's be honest. If you're trying to pursue something that might not even happen, like, whether you have talent or not every talent is known, because guess what? I feel like everyone will agree with me when I say this, but like, half or 3/4 of acting is just networking. That's it. Like, it's not like actors get recognized because of their talent alone. No. Like, I guarantee you, most actors, especially in Hollywood today, are actors who got to be actors because someone they knew put them on the radar, on the map, not because they went to auditions. Because guess what? Like, especially a job like acting or singing or whatever, networking is such a big part of it to the point that yes, you're gonna need talent as well so that people actually want you, but it's not as much of as big in the equation as it's not. Okay, why do I keep stuttering? I need to say it right. Like, it's not as much of a big thing in the equation as it might seem. In fact, like, talent, of course, I'm pulling some estimates from my head since I'm not an actor or anything, but like, I'm willing to guarantee you that talent is only a quarter or half of the equation. The other 3/4 or the other half is just networking. Again, tell me, out of the actors that we know today, how many of them, and mind you, I'm talking about very famous actors, not just actors who are slightly known. I'm talking about very famous actors who everybody knows for whatever reason. Tell me, how did those actors come to be? Were they in auditions that people found their talent to be so good that they put them on the map? Or did they know someone who could put them on the map? Like, of course, I'm not saying that the actors who are very well known today don't have talent or anything, because obviously they do. Like, they would have to have talent and know how to act for them to be able to do their job. But does that mean that networking is not part of the equation? No. If someone told you that networking is not part of the equation when it comes to singing, acting, whatever, like something like that, no, they are wrong. They have told you the biggest lie of your life. Networking is a huge part of it. Like, if you look at the singers of today, you'll find out that they were brought up, or like they became well known because they were part of an act from a singer that's either still popular today or was popular back in their time. Like, I'm not joking. Look at the most famous singers, and you'll find out that at least some of them became popular because a popular singer back in their time brought them up, or put them like in their tour or in their act, and those singers became popular because of that. Rarely, if ever, does a singer become popular on their own. They have to know someone or like get an opportunity to be with someone who's already famous so that people get to know them. And the same thing for acting. Like, networking is incredibly important. Like, it's the type of thing for why, even if he has talent, he probably didn't manage to get a single good gig in 7 years. It's because of the fact that networking is such a huge part of the equation. You know what I mean? Okay, did I rant about this for way too long? Anyway, I feel like I ranted about this for way too long.
Gotta put the food on the table.
Hey, Dean. Earth to Dean. Hey, Dean, you gonna be posting like this when you make it big time? Huh?
Oh, yeah. Dude's gonna be filthy rich and date a bombshell like her. Ain't that right, Deanie boy?
Deanie boy.
I don't do it for that. You know I do it because I love acting. Stop playing with me.
Bro, how you gonna love something you can't do?
So get my big break yet, that's all.
This better not be for that audition. I told you, I need you on site.
No. It's for some classes that I'm taking.
Well, you better get a refund for those classes, because clearly they ain't doing you no good.
Monica? Monica, what's good? What are we doing? We skipping town or something? What are we doing?
I ran into your agent. She wanted to confirm that you're still good to go for your audition tomorrow.
Okay, wait, baby, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't want you to be sorry. I want you to be realistic. Life isn't a movie. And if it were, you wouldn't be starring it.
But I got a really good feeling about this one.
Is it me or did she just roast him like right there? Okay, but like, let's be honest. If you guys are agreeing with him instead of her, then respectfully, you're honestly not being realistic. Because, look, hear me out, because I know that me saying stuff like that can hurt some of your feelings. If you're not the type to get hurt by this, good. But to the people who got hurt, let me tell you this. The reason why I'm agreeing with her is quite simple. Remember, he has been doing this for 7 years straight, and yet he hasn't gotten his big break yet. He doesn't, and because of that, he doesn't want a stable job, because if he actually gets a stable job, like working at the bank, for example, then he won't be able to do acting anymore, or like not do acting because that would imply that he actually got a gig. He won't be able to pursue auditions, and guess what? Like, after some point, you're gonna have to give up, because guess what? Not every talented person is gonna get recognized. Some people may have had talent for singing, or using an instrument, or acting, but guess what? They just never got to show their talent. And it's completely natural because, again, I'm not gonna go into a big rant again, because I feel like I'd be repeating myself if I did. But, like, again, when it comes to acting, singing, stuff like that, it's mostly networking. It's not just, oh yeah, I have talent, so eventually I'll be popular. Maybe. But guess what? Like, again, half of it or 3/4 of it is networking. You're, of course, gonna have to have a little bit of talent or be good at acting for you to be, an actor. But is networking a huge part of the equation? Absolutely. Like, again, look at the examples. Like, let me tell you, if you look at singers, for example, whether it's rappers or honestly, like, if you look at the really famous singers, the ones that everybody knows, you'll find out that at least some of them, I'm saying some of them because if I say all or most of them, I'd probably be wrong. So, like, if you look at some of their history, some of them, you'll find out that the only reason they became popular wasn't necessarily just because, or like not the only reason, but the main reason for why they became popular wasn't just because they had talent, but also because they were in a tour, or they were part of a bigger singer's act. Would it be called an act, something like that, or like a concert? Like, if you're one of the acts of a bigger singer, especially because remember, most of the singers I'm talking about were either really big in their time, way bigger than the singers of today, or they're so popular to this day. Who knows? But like, genuinely look it up. Some of the singers that you know today, and mind you, I'm talking about ones that are really, really, really popular. Not just, oh yeah, he's popular. No, I'm talking about the mega popular, the ones that everybody knows. You'll find out that the main reason they became popular was because they were part of a tour or an act that a bigger singer did, and thus they gained recognition. It wasn't just necessarily because they had talent, it's because they had networking as well. This guy does not have networking. He's basically depending on luck. Anyway.
You used to be so excited about all this stuff. What happened?
Oh, what happened? Oh yeah. Nothing ever happened, and you're starting to risk stability and income for it. That's what happened. Like, is it, like, this is generally the first time, or like, maybe not the first time, but the first time in a long time, where I'm genuinely siding with the person who's against the main character. I'm not talking about against them like a bully or anything, but a person who stopped supporting them mainly because it's not realistic. Like, again, I'm totally agree with her. I am not with him at all. And honestly, the irony of them being in a movie, like, I know it's not a movie, but this is still a story, so you could call it a mini movie, I guess. Anyway.
I got tired of being excited and nothing ever happened.
So you don't believe in me?
Does this answer your question?
Divorce papers? I'm not signing this.
Dean, this is over. I'm not doing this anymore with you.
I'm not giving up on us.
There is no us anymore, okay? You can't give me what I want. And what I want is a marriage with someone who isn't delusional. And clearly, you are not the person.
Hey, babe. Ready to go? The truck up front.
Yo, who's this?
Someone who can actually give me what I want.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. I was with her until that point. Like, if you're unsatisfied with your husband, divorce him first, and then go to that guy. Like, why do they have to do this dumb trope? Because, like, let's be honest. This is the trope where I agree with someone who's against the main character until they do an evil move that totally makes them unjustified. Why? Why? Why, do you just want to make her evil for the sake of being evil? Because guess what? Like, I was with her until this. Because look, I feel like everybody agrees with me when I say this, but if you're married, then if you're unsatisfied with your marriage, just divorce first. It's kind of similar to how people are unsatisfied in their relationship with their girlfriend slash boyfriend or whatever, and then they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to someone else even though I'm still technically in a relationship with that person. Break up with that person first, and then go to the other person. Is it really that hard? Like, is it genuinely that hard? And why, Darman? You just wanted to make her evil so that we're with him instead of her or something? Of course you had to. Of course you had to. We can't be rooting for a person other than the main character. Obviously not.
Someone who can actually give me what I want. Babe, can you take this down for me? Of course. Sign the papers, please, and thank you.
Just had to make sure you made it there on time.
Yeah, I got here a little early.
Good. Now don't screw it up.
We're not safe here. Okay, don't screw this up, Dean. Just breathe. You got this. Wait a minute, what's that one line? You gotta calm down. I think I'm having a panic attack. If you don't breathe, you're not gonna remember your lines.
Dean Carver.
I'm definitely having a panic attack.
Dean.
Dude, calm down.
Dean. Are you Dean? We're ready for you.
I'm sorry, who's Dean Carver? Let me guess, I'm sorry, I saw the divorce paper. Let me check that again.
Does this answer your question?
Really, Darman? Oh, impressive, Darman. And you thought I wouldn't notice. Did you? Huh? No, I do notice. Guess what? As long as I'm on this reaction channel, I'm gonna focus. The days of me turning off my brain and watching your videos have been long over for around a year. And let me tell you this. This is inconsistent. This is a contradiction. This is plainly a contradiction. You're telling me one time he's Dean Lewis and the other is Dean Carver? Really? Really, Darman? You really made it that easy? And you thought I wouldn't notice? This is the type of thing where if someone was watching with their brain off, they would not notice it, especially because the paper, doesn't show up for that long. But guess what? It's high quality enough for me to see that his name is Dean Lewis, not Dean Carver. Honestly, this is the first time I've seen this, honestly, in forever. I won't say the first time because there's probably happened before, but a really long time ago, where instead of it being just a coincidence or something, this is straight up a contradiction. Darman, stay consistent with your own script. His name is Dean Lewis. You confirmed this, but then next time we hear him, she says,
I think I'm having a panic.
Dean Carver.
Dean Carver. Darman, you couldn't really stay consistent with your own script. A coincidence is one thing, a complete contradiction is another thing entirely. And you thought I wouldn't notice. Anyway.
I'm definitely having a calm.
Are you Dean? We're ready for you.
Let me guess, he's gonna fail because nervousness is gonna take over him, huh?
Okay, if you could just step onto your mark. And whenever you're ready.
Sorry about that. Don't mess this up. Don't mess this up. Just breathe. Just breathe.
Sorry, are you ready to go? Because we kind of got to keep these auditions moving. Your slot's only 10 minutes. Whenever you're ready.
I want to ask, this is like a question overall. I don't know how these auditions would actually work in real life, but like, okay. Like, they tell you whenever you're ready, and then they're like, hey, we gotta keep these auditions going. Like, just be honest at that point. Don't contradict yourself. Anyway.
What's the first line?
What?
We're not safe here.
We're not safe here.
You sure they saw you?
No, not directly. Line?
We can't risk.
We can't risk it.
Then what? Run again? Burn another safe house?
No, we just drive away.
Do I want to go back to the beginning when he read that script with his mom? You know what? I'm doing it. I am doing it. Where was that point? Yep. Let's see.
I got
How great your voice. Wait. Not directly, but they were close. We can't risk it.
But what then? Run again? Burn another safe house?
No, we'll drive away and I'll disappear, okay?
Okay. Where were we again? Oh yeah, right around here.
They saw you?
No, not directly. Line?
We can't risk.
We can't risk it.
Then what? Run again? Burn another safe house?
No, we just drive away.
The guy forgot half his lines.
Okay, thank you.
So I actually went back purely to know what he did wrong, and if he didn't catch it... Okay, wait, I need to get it. Okay, good, that's a better frame. So, I think that the main reason why he failed wasn't just because of his nervousness and the fact that he kept asking for the line, but also because of the fact that he forgot half of the line. You know? Half of it. Like, again, if I were to rewind back to when he rehearsed it and go back to here, you'll find out that the guy basically forgot half of his lines. Like, he would say the first half, but he wouldn't say the other half. So, anyway.
Word is work. We got these 2x4s here. We got to get the truck. You got some nerve showing up here.
Come on, Vince. Yo, I need this job, man.
Let me guess, he was gonna tell him, well, you should have thought about that before going to the audition.
Yeah, well, this job needed you here yesterday, but that didn't matter now, did it?
Okay, I was wrong. But I mean, let's be honest, you guys thought the same thing, right? I'm not really crazy here, right? Right, okay, I'm not there.
Now, you want me to feel sorry for you while you're running off playing pretend? Oh, cry me a river. Now build a bridge and get over it.
Hey, yo, Dean, you should audition for a crying little girl. 'Cause you'll knock it out the park, baby.
I do not care, I am not getting copyright claimed.
What? Wait, Lisa, come on.
You haven't booked anything in over a year. Not to mention the phone call I got from the casting director. She says you showed up completely unprepared and fumbling over your lines.
Look, I memorize my lines and I rehearse my butt off. It doesn't help if I have my agent calling me, threatening to drop me right before I go to my audition. That makes no sense.
Well, consider that threat a promise. Because as of today, I am no longer your agent. I can't have dead weight on my roster.
Wait, just hold on. Let me talk to you.
Nope.
Place.
I'm such an idiot trying to make it as an actor. I lost everything. What do I have to show for it? Nothing.
No. Don't talk like that. You're not an idiot.
Really? Because within 24 hours, I got dropped by my agency, my wife filed for divorce, and I got fired from my job. I can't keep living like this.
You haven't found the right role yet.
Look, what I hate about these types of videos is that they encourage people to do choices that are most of the time gonna end up badly. Like, they keep giving people this idea of, as long as you have talent, sooner or later, you're gonna be able to find the right role, which, yes, well, might be true. How long is it gonna take for the person to find said role? Like, that's the important thing here, because, like, let's be honest. Just because you might succeed doesn't mean you're gonna succeed. There's a reason why I use the word might over here. It's because it's not guaranteed. It is far, far, far from guaranteed. And honestly, I think it deserves it. Look, I understand following your dreams and all that, but there's a limit. If the limit means risking your job, which you and your wife, or I guess soon to be ex-wife, relied on, I don't know if she works as well, she probably works as well, but like still, if you pursuing your dreams means risking you and your wife's income source, like there might be another income source, there might be, but guess what? In today's society, both the man and the woman have to work just to be able to get a livable wage. So it doesn't matter regardless whether she was working or not, because either way, him losing the job would have been catastrophic. Like, again, like that's the reason why I'm honestly against it. This pushes the idea of keep trying to do your dream no matter what you might lose, just in case you get the role that will put you on the map. Which, here's the problem. Sometimes it's gonna take so long to the point that it's simply not worth it. Like, if you're a young person who still has a lot of time for them to go to auditions and stuff like that, then obviously you're not gonna lose much if you weren't working in the first place. But if you're a grown man with a wife and a job who has been trying for 7 years and yet you failed, you should throw the towel, or like put in a towel. Okay, I may have just made up a metaphor for no reason, but like, you should just quit. Just quit. Get done with it. There has to be a limit. Just because it's your dream doesn't mean it's worth risking what you have. Like, genuinely, like, first of all, to anyone who says his wife doesn't deserve him or whatever, honestly, no, he's the one who doesn't deserve her. Like, again, I'll admit, her leaving him before she even filed for divorce, like, before he even signed the divorce papers, is honestly next level bad. Like, when I say leaving, I mean leaving him for another man. Like, leaving to our family, honestly, completely understandable. Everyone does that. But if you've been with another man in the background, then you've honestly lost all credibility. You cannot be a good person while at the same time deciding, hey, you know what? Well, I'm married to my husband because I honestly hate how he's been acting nowadays. I'm gonna go to another man instead. How? Like, I feel like they put it in the script that she would do this mainly so that we wouldn't agree with her. We would see her as a villain because of that. Because honestly, before that point, all she said made total sense to the point that I didn't feel bad for him at all that she was filing for divorce. Like, again, I feel like they put her basically cheating on him only so that it wouldn't seem justified that she was filing for divorce. Only so that she would seem as a villain. She would be seen as a villain. That's it. That's the only reason they put that scene in. Just to make her look like a villain instead of us being with her rather than him. Or am I wrong? Like, again, if you have an opinion that might be true compared to mine, I'm all willing to hear it. I'm not gonna act as if my opinion is the truth and everyone else is lying. No, I want to hear your opinion. I want to know what you think about this, and I'm ready to reply to you and tell you if I think your opinion is correct or false, and give you reasons for thinking so. You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready to hear your opinions if you think that she was evil from the beginning or something. But again, I feel like she was justified until the point where she basically cheated on him. And again, I feel like the only reason they put that scene was mainly because they wanted to make her look evil. Because guess what? Before then, she was totally justified. Like until she announced that she was basically cheating on him, I didn't feel bad for him in the slightest. Because everything else was justified. But her cheating on him is never justified. Like, again, if you're gonna go to another man, just get away with it. Just get done with the relationship you're already in. Whether you're with your boyfriend or your husband or whoever. Like, just get done with the relationship, break up, divorce, do whatever, and then go to that person. Don't just cheat. Anyway.
Remember when I told you that I wanted to be a singer?
Yeah.
Well, I had the opportunity of a lifetime. And I turned it down. Because your dad didn't like the idea of me being on tour. There's not a day that goes by that I don't wonder, what if? I don't want you to live with those kind of regrets.
He didn't want you on tour. Like, your husband didn't want you on tour, which was the reason why you didn't become a singer. You do know that's a totally different thing, right? Like, I don't know whether the tour was with a bigger artist or you were the main person. I probably guess that she was with a bigger artist. Because there's no way, like, if she wasn't, like, for her to be on tour by herself, she would have to already be well known. Really well known. So she was probably in a tour with a bigger artist. Or she probably would have been in a tour with a bigger artist for that to work. Which, if that's the case, that's a totally different story. Because, yes, if someone manages to nail that, then yes, they have secured the opportunity of a lifetime. Because, again, like I said, like, some of the singers and rappers that you know, and mind you, when I say some of the singers and rappers, I'm talking about the very famous ones. The ones that basically anyone who was even a little into music knows about. Not the kind of popular ones. I'm talking about ones as popular as people like Kanye West, Taylor Swift, or maybe even Michael Jackson. Like, I'm talking about people about that level of popularity. Those people, like, or maybe not all of them, obviously, but like some of them managed to start that career by being on tour with a bigger artist. That's how they did it. That's why I would say that yes, this was the opportunity of a lifetime. But he is a different story. The guy was auditioning for a minor role. For that to transition to being a big actor with a lead role and having millions upon millions of dollars, that would take years, buddy. You would either have to be part of an indie film that manages to be incredibly successful, or something for you to reach that quickly. Anyway,
it's your decision. You can do.
Wait a minute. What was that? Wait a minute.
It's your
open casting call.
Decision. You can do what you want, but I don't want you to give up. Give it one more shot. For you and for me.
Look, whether I want him to take it or not depends on where he was in the timeline. Because if I'm talking before all that happened within the last 24 hours happened, I would have said yes, take the job. And I'm not talking about the singing, by the way. I would have told him no, do not try singing. Just take the job at the bank. Because honestly, like we saw, he had a lot to lose. A stable source of income, lost. His wife, lost. But now, I honestly would tell him, yes, go for it. Because what else do you have to lose at this point? Anything you could have lost, you already lost. So, what's the difference anymore? Like, what's the difference? Anyway. Is it me or does that look photoshopped as hell? Look, I am telling you, something feels off about this image. It's as if her face was attached onto a younger model, because like I wouldn't believe with a straight face that this was her. Like is it like, am I the crazy one? Like I feel like this is genuinely photoshopped. Like I would not be able to believe that this was actually her. Like I'm telling you, this is photoshopped. This is photoshopped. I am telling you. Anyway. The hell are you doing here? The hell are you doing here, Dhar Mann? Why are you in an audition? Why are you in an audition? You know what, now that I think about it, we never really see him act that much now, do we? Like, tell me this, guys. Like, if you've watched him for like years and years, did he ever actually start in a video where he was the main character? Because I feel like most of the time, if he ever appears, he's always either just a cameo or someone delivering an inspirational message or something. Rarely, if ever, is he the main character or even a side character for that matter. So like, anyway.
And that, boys, is how you knock their socks off. Y'all might as well just go home.
That guy's confident.
Are you good, bro?
Dean Carver?
Good luck, man.
Look, I am sorry, but if someone has his level of anxiety, then he's just not destined for acting. I am sorry. Like, my guy, what do you have to lose? Like, yeah, maybe you were risking your job and, you know, and you were risking your agency if you didn't nail the audition, but what do you have to lose here for you to be this anxious or like this nervous? Like, you don't have anything to lose at this point, so why are you so nervous? Because like, if this is how nervous he is on a normal basis when it comes to these auditions without anything to lose, then I'll be honest, he's not destined for it. Like, for someone to be good at acting, especially normal acting and not voice acting, and if you want to know the difference, like, the thing about voice acting is that you're in front of a mic, you have a script in front of you, like, your job is gonna be a bit easier, but at the same time, like, Like, but when it comes to acting, you're on the big screen, which means that you either stay calm or they're gonna have to reshoot the whole thing, or the whole scene. Anyway.
Hi, I'll be reading the role of Marissa.
Whenever you're ready, Dean.
If you want to go, then go.
So it's that easy.
What? This looks easy to you, huh? Marissa, I love you. I got the short end of the stick here. Unfortunately, God has zero return policy for people with the hand that I was dealt.
Is it me or does that line actually go kind of hard? Anyway.
See, yeah. I want the white picket fence, brunch on Sundays. But I want it as much as you. And I wish every single fiber. I wish I could give it to you, Marissa, but I can't. I just can't.
So if you're gonna walk out that door and never look back, just go. Go. You deserve every single ounce of whatever you want in your life. I'm not gonna stop.
I can tell that he put extra emotion into it mainly because of what happened with his wife. Like, it's not the exact same situation, but you can see, you know, a bit of the inspiration.
Give it a rest, Jack! There's nowhere else to go!
Must be scary for you.
Scary? Last time I checked, I'm the one holding the gun!
Maybe. Just because it seems like it's a dead end doesn't mean the person doesn't have a place to go. I don't give up that easy.
Just give up! It's over, man!
Says who? You? Not until I'm 6 feet deep!
How's a 100-story drop instead? You know what's coming next. Cut! Dean, your wrap for today.
Honestly, it's impressive how good the blue screen / green screen technology has gotten. The fact that they portray a whole scene just with a green screen alone or a blue screen alone is honestly insane.
Really great work.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
I'm so proud of you.
You know I couldn't have did it without you. Thank you for believing in me, even when I didn't believe in me.
No, I know him. Didn't I go way back?
Lisa.
See, I told you. Hi, Dean.
Lisa, what are you doing here?
I came to offer you a spot back on my roster. I'm even willing to take a smaller cut. What do you say?
Escort her out of here, please.
What? Dean, come on! Don't do that, Dean! Dean, come on!
Dean?
Monica? You lost or something?
I was looking for you. Wow. You really made it.
I guess so.
Well, I just wanted to say I'm really sorry the way things ended between us.
She just lost her entire dignity right there. It may not seem like it, but look, if she's gonna tell him, oh no, this isn't gonna work, this is never gonna work, you should stop, and because you didn't stop, I'm leaving you, and she then comes back to him after he made it, then I'm sorry, you lost your entire dignity the moment you decided to go to him. Like, if someone's gonna backpedal once the person proves them wrong, then I'm sorry, you have lost your dignity. Because guess what? If you really do have a dignity, you would stick by your word. You wouldn't go back on it the moment you realize you weren't. That what you said wasn't true, huh? And also, like, again, I feel like this skips a lot of stuff. Like, is he world famous now or something? Anyway.
But I don't want to throw away years worth of a relationship over some silly little argument.
Remind me who threw the relationship away again? I don't want to throw away the years of relationship just because of some silly argument. Woman, you were the one who ended it, not him. You really did throw away the relationship over a silly little argument. Now, I don't want to portray it as silly because, yes, it was a serious argument. Like, she's trying to downplay it, obviously. But, like, if you really think about it, like, again, I didn't blame her that much for wanting to leave him at that point until she basically cheated on him. Anyway.
You already did.
Thank you. Thank you so much for saying it. Yes, she did throw away the years of relationship because of an argument.
Packed up and left. You actually gave me divorce papers that we both officially signed.
I'm sorry, the divorce papers shouldn't go through. May I remind you again of the contradiction? Like, do I need to show you again? Like, okay, so we're at 1929 right now, so let's go back. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, maybe not that far. Okay, no, maybe I did go a bit too far. So, around here. Let's look at the divorce paper.
Give me this is here is no. I'm not.
Papers.
Does this answer your question?
Dean Carver, you said. Dean Carver, you said, huh? I'm sorry. Either this is a contradiction or this divorce paper shouldn't be realized because his name ain't Dean Lewis. It is Dean Carver. Either this is a contradiction or the divorce paper shouldn't have gone through because his name isn't Dean Lewis. Really, Dhar Mann? Like, okay. Like, genuinely think about it. Like, my guy, Dean Lewis, Dean Carver. And just so you don't get confused, Dean Carver is what his name is supposed to be. So either this is a contradiction, or this paper shouldn't be realized. Because, guess what? His name ain't Dean Lewis. His name is Dean Carver. Anyway, going back.
You ready to go, babe? One of your fans?
Nah. Somebody I used to know.
Look, let's be honest. If anyone goes back on their word and tries to be all, oh, I was there for you all along, and stuff like that, the moment they realize that they were wrong, especially if they did something bad to you for it, then they lost their dignity the moment they come back to you, the moment you actually become successful. Like, I am sorry. She lost her dignity the moment she decided that she would go to him. And hey, what happened to her boyfriend? It's not implied that she necessarily broke up with him, and like they usually show that, but like you don't want to assume, so
Oh, there's no way!
Yo, it's Dean!
What do you think you're doing? We got that drywall to hang!
Man, forget that. You need an assistant, bro. I always knew you was gonna make it.
oh my goodness gracious. Those two did the exact same thing. Okay, anyways, I might as well say this. First of all, when it comes to his wife and his co-workers, like both of them lost their dignities. Why? Because first of all, his wife lost her dignity the moment she decided to go back to him. Because guess what? If your ex became successful after managing to do the thing that you told him he was never going to be able to do, then I'm sorry. The moment you come back to him, when he succeeds, is the moment you lose your dignity. And I don't think anybody will disagree with me when it comes to that. And also, those co-workers did the exact same trope that makes someone lose their dignity, which is pretending that you were with someone all along, and you were with them, and you were gonna help, and you were helping them, you were supporting them, when you in fact were not, and in fact doing the opposite. Like someone who wasn't there at all with you, and then being there for you when you are successful is one thing. Someone bringing you down and then being with you and then be trying to congratulate. Okay, maybe not congratulate, because you can still congratulate someone on their success. But like, if you're trying to act as if you were there for them all along, when in fact you weren't even were there for them, you were straight up breaking them down. That's a whole nother level of dignity loss, I'm telling you. But anyways, like, I feel like this video is the first time where we have a contradiction rather than a coincidence. I'm not gonna show it again because I would be repeating myself. But like Dean Lewis in the divorce papers, and then his name is Dean Carver. Again, either this is a contradiction. Okay, yeah, this is a contradiction. The paper has absolutely been realized. And also, was his ex-wife trying to cheat with him on her boyfriend? Because here's the thing. Unlike the usual, they never actually show that her boyfriend left her. It was never really implied. Like this is the type of thing where you think it happened, but there wasn't any actual clue that it happened. She could be easily trying to get back with him, trying to get back with him, similar to how she got herself a boyfriend while she was married to him. So it's not like I can easily say, oh, she went back to him because her boyfriend cheated on her. No, or left her. No, because they never said that. They never implied it. If you look at other DharMann videos where this was the case, you'll find out that they do it either directly or the character themselves say it, or like it's implied in some way, shape, or form. But this time it's not really implied, so she could be cheating with it. She could be cheating on her boyfriend with him. She could have been cheating on her boyfriend with him. Who knows? But like, honestly, I hate the fact that this story has more of a contradiction than a coincidence. Because here's the thing: a coincidence is one thing, a contradiction is another. A coincidence is already bad in a story because you're showing that you're really depending on a coincidence just for the story to work. And I'm not gonna act as if like stories shouldn't have coincidences, because let's be honest. If you look at your favorite TV show or your favorite movie or whatever, or even look at movies and TV shows in general, you're likely gonna find a coincidence or two that are made purely to get the plot going. Or like start the plot. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not joking. Look at your favorite TV show or favorite movie and analyze it, and you'll probably find a coincidence or two that if the plot had gone any other way, there wouldn't be a plot at all. I'm not joking. If it had gone any other way, there wouldn't be a plot at all. But like, here's the thing: there's a difference between a season and a TV show that has 10 or 20 episodes, where each episode is half an hour or more. Or a movie that's an hour and a half to 3 hours long, and a 20-minute video. Like, if you're doing a 20-minute story, then I think you could try doing it without coincidence. And mind you, DharMann did it here. I did not catch a single coincidence. But again, I hate the fact that they immediately skip from him nailing a small audition to him suddenly being... I wouldn't want to... Okay, yeah, he's a full-on movie star. Like, I was gonna say not a full-on movie star, but this pretty much shows it. Like... I hate how this is unrealistic, especially because they never showed a 1 year later, or a 2 years later, or a 3 years later. Like, just show us a time skip. Show us that he got to that point in a realistic way. Because look, if anybody knows that, if you know about acting in any way, shape, or form, you would know that someone getting this level of success this quickly is impossible unless they have networking. Like, the only way someone would be able to succeed like that is if they first of all, if they have good networking, or they manage to get that lead role in an indie film that ends up becoming incredibly successful. Now, the thing I'm gonna propose here, like, it's not necessarily an introduction, more of a revival, but like, I could be wrong here, so please feel free to correct me in the comments. But let's talk about Robert Downey Jr. for a second, because here's the thing. Before Iron Man, yes, he was successful, but he did have his own issues like drugs, alcohol, and stuff like that, right? So he was basically on the turd, like, he was on the mud. Nobody wanted him because they didn't want to be associated with an actor who had these types of problems, right? But remind me again what indie film of its time put him back on the map? Oh yeah, Iron Man. Because remember, Iron Man was the first film in the MCU. Like, should it be considered an indie film? Because wasn't Marvel Studios the one, or like the studio that makes films, still considered an indie studio at that point, and not a very massive studio that's owned by Disney? Wasn't it considered an indie studio back then? Maybe not as far as an indie studio, but like somewhere in between. Because guess what? If I'm not wrong, wouldn't Iron Man have been considered an indie film back then? Because like, even though it did have a relatively high budget compared to what you'd expect from an indie movie, it still was a risk. It's like of course every movie's a risk, but like, it was the type of risk because guess what? Marvel weren't really known for their movies yet. Now were they? After all, this was the first movie in the MCU. Well, the very first one. And this movie put them on the map because of how successful it was. Now, I get it, it's not exactly the same thing because it was more of a revival rather than an introduction, which is kind of different, but like, either way, for someone to succeed this quickly, they would either have to land a lead role or like a somewhat lead role in a movie that eventually became incredibly successful, or they would need really good networking. Because guess what? This isn't realistic. What makes it non-realistic is the fact that they don't actually show us a time frame. They just go from him nailing a small audition to him being a movie star, apparently. Like, genuinely, what? And also, like, his formal agent is like, please, let me be your agent again. Like, lady, if he's that popular, he probably has an agent by now, doesn't he? And also, like, what I hate is the message of the video, because here's the thing. If you do have stuff to lose, like your relationship and especially your job, like maybe not the relationship, but like if you have your job to lose, which is the main way, or like one of the main ways of your revenue, of your okay, why do I keep stuttering? If it's one of the main sources of your income, then yes, your partner has the absolute right to leave you if you still try to pursue it, even if at the risk of a stable job. Because guess what? If you don't succeed and you lose your job, your partner is gonna be affected as well. It's not like they're not gonna be affected. This isn't a situation of his ex-wife just not being supportive of him. She was supportive of him at the start, because remember, before he succeeded, he had been trying to do this for 7 years. Like, this is the type of thing where I was against him trying to do it at the start, because he did have stuff to lose. But like in the midpoint, I wasn't against it, because like obviously the guy pretty much lost everything he could lose at this point. So like, why not pursue acting at that point, you know? But like, there's a difference between having nothing to lose and having your stable job to lose. Especially because, as we see here, they likely didn't have a backup plan in case something bad happens. Like, you get what I mean? You get what I mean? Like, I really hate the message. Like, yes, if you do have nothing to lose, like, let's say you're a young adult who wants to try acting, you don't have a job, you don't have anything that you're probably gonna lose if you put your time to acting, so why not try acting? You don't have anything to lose. And if you have passion for it, who knows, you might succeed. But if you do have a lot to lose, just don't go for it. And I hate the fact that they compared him to his mother, because here's the thing. There's a difference between being a relatively successful in a band by that point and ready to go on tour, and someone who's still doing an audition. There's a bigger difference, because in her days, for example, she was already starting to become successful. It was only her husband that stopped her. Not necessarily because she was nervous or anything, but for him, he was still on step 1. Like, she was already midway through. Meanwhile, he was at step 1. That's why I don't think it's supposed to work. And honestly, like, this video made me rant a lot, didn't it? Like, this video is 20 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if this video is already an hour long at this point. Like, okay, yep. If the time is right now, then yeah, I have definitely spent over an hour on this, didn't I? But anyway, saying guys, so much for watching. I'll leave this most recent video and write a video recommends. As always, the links to the channel in the video description. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.